Coming up next, the Rockets taking on the Nets. For the Rockets, it's been a roller coaster of a season, but tonight they look to ride the wave of the home crowd and take another step towards their ultimate goal. Nets, Rockets, tip-off right after this. Welcome to 2K Sports. We're ready to brighten the weekend with some Saturday night basketball. With Hall of Famers Grant Hill, and it might be freezing in many NBA cities, but these rookies have been heating up in arenas around the association. A look at the Rookie of the Year race. Right in the thick of this season, he is the guy when it comes to Rookie of the Year. What a year he's having.
And this is the type of player you have to be excited about. There's no question he should be at the top of the Rookie of the Year rankings.
I'll tell you, it's one of the brightest starts to a career that I can remember. He's certainly well positioned for that award.
And the starting lineup for the Nets. They've got D'Angelo Russell. He's out there with Cam Thomas. And it's Clowney in at the power forward position. And for Houston, they've got Thompson. He's out there with Jayshawn Tate. Steven Adams out there with Whitmore. And it's Silk in at the one spot. This is that grinded out part of the year, Grant. Everyone just fighting through it.
No question, B.A. And it's not just physically exhausting. You're trying to focus on every game, every possession. This is where your leaders can help keep everyone focused.
Offensive board. The three from Russell. And he buries his first look.
Arguably the most dangerous weapon in D'Angelo Russell's arsenal. This guy is a problem for the defense.
Thompson with a screen. Here's Silk. It's Tate on the wing. Here's Silk. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. He was unstoppable. The wide open shot is on the money. For Brooklyn, they've gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. Here's Russell. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Russell's got 5.
This guy an effortless scorer. Outside, inside, in between. Dynamic scorer is D'Angelo Russell.
Thompson, a screen on Russell. Here's Silk. Russell with the rebound.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Robbed. Here's Silk on the take. And that one is hammered home.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
A volume three-point shooter. The coaching staff encourages Russell to fire away.
And he comes up with a bucket. Silk's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Thomas outside. Back to Russell. Fires the 3. And a big finish by Robinson.
Long arms, tremendous athleticism, and pursuit of the basketball. Mitchell Robinson working the glass right now.
Adams inside. Robinson defending. And yep, it's good.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Doris, it's interesting, but the Nets franchise has never won an NBA championship.
That's absolutely correct, because their titles came before the merger. Now, since they've joined this league, they did go to the finals for a couple of times. Had Jason Kidd, who was the driver of success, but no championship in this modern era.
A step back shot, and there's another one for the Nets.
That mid-range is where Thomas may be his most effective and confident.
Adams with a screen on Russell. Pass to Tate. Here's Silk. Thompson with a screen. Here's Silk. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And just a great screen.
And they got a high-powered finish out of it.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
Thomas outside. Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. Adams grabs the miss.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Here's Silk. Give him 8 points now. Fade away. Another one falls for Houston. For Brooklyn. They've gotten 5 of 11 shots to go. Over to the left wing. To the inside. Wilson, no good. The Rockets have gone 6 of 9 and finding their rhythm now. Here's Silk. Thomas defends. Here's Silk. And it's Houston scoring again.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
Now Russell. Give him 8. Wilson passes to Thomas. Thompson with the block.
Decent reach and solid instincts, allowing Thompson to get a hand on it.
Adams with a screen on Russell. Here's Silk, guarded by Russell. Here's Silk. The rebound by the Nets. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Hornets.
I thought they might have had just enough to take that game, but it was just too little, too late.
That's agility and touch. Cam Thomas gets that to fall inside.
Here's Silk, guarded by Russell. Outside Whitmore. Here's Silk. And that's good. Off the glass that time. Silk's got 14.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Back to Russell. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy.
You have the sense that D'Angelo Russell likes to play through contact. This is a tough-minded player.
And there's the lob. Thompson, no good.
Well, he saw the play coming together, but the timing was just a little off.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
And this is exactly how Russell does solid assist numbers. I mean, just great delivery on that play.
Thompson, a screen on Russell. Going inside. Silk, the pass to Thompson. Stolen by Russell. Here's Wilson. Thompson pulls it in. The Rockets have got 8 of 13 attempts to go. Here's Silk, guarded by Russell. Here's Silk. It's hauled in by Robinson. Robinson's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Russell. Thomas outside. Over Whitmore. And it's good. Off the back of the rim and in. Give him 8.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
Adams a screen. Pass to Thompson. Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball. And let's honor a terrific player who has worked hard to earn this award. The Western Conference Player of the Month.
He has been so impressive on defense, and it really comes down to effort. He has been working so hard to terrorize the offense and keep them under pressure at all times.
Melton, he's checked in for Clowney. And Russell's got the ball here for the Nets. 4-point game. Here's Thomas. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
This run has been fueled by their Matador defense.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Nets.
It's all about the offensive boards. I mean, they're just a statement about toughness, trying to demoralize your opponent by outworking them, out-hustling them.
Another big component of their early game tonight has been points off turnovers. Great job converting on those chances.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. With this break, let's bring up the teams who've been clicking offensively over the last month. The Rockets, number 1.
Offensively, people are moving without the ball, making the extra pass, and that's led to a high shooting percentage for them, really, over the last month.
Smith with a screen on Melton. Can they get it? With the drive, and the layup is good. Silk's got 16 points.
Hey, he's doing whatever he can right now to pump up his teammates.
From deep, Melton. That falls. Nice assist by Russell. Russell's got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, they've done quality work on the offensive glass.
Here's Silk. And he banks in the layup. 18 points for him.
Well, individually, he is doing everything he can in this 12-minute session, but he's just not getting enough help.
Here's the pick. Melton attacking. He got a piece of it. And here we go. The Rockets in transition. Here's Silk. Eason, pass to Silk. Fades and shoots. The bank shot, no good.
No one near him on that one, and I'm not sure why he felt like he needed to fade away.
Well, you look at Cam Thomas, Grant. You think he has the potential to be a star in this league?
Well, it's tough to say, B.A. He has a lot of talent, especially as a scorer. I think he has to keep evolving other parts of his game if he wants to become a full-fledged star. And this is exactly what Smith loves to do, wreaking havoc on opposing defenses and scoring through contact.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And the Rockets making a change here. Harris is checked in.
One shot.
And that one misses.
And the
Rockets trail by 6. We've got Cam Whitmore. Amen Thompson out there with G.G. Jackson. Then it's Steven Adams. And it's Silk in at point guard. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. Brooklyn has gotten 5 of their 9 attempts from deep to go. Here's Claxton. Ooh, good work defensively by Adams.
aggressive mindset, but the defender just as determined to send him away empty-handed.
To the middle. It's stolen. Caldwell Pope with it. Guarded now by Whitmore. Here's Williams. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot two. That's on Steven Adams.
No debate there. He got hammered.
This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. Well, Grant, you were an excellent defender in your day. So who was the toughest player you had to guard?
Well, there were so many great players. Michael, LeBron. But let's talk about the late, great Kobe Bryant. I mean, he really had no weaknesses. And even if you defended him perfectly, there's a good chance he can still make the shot.
Driving to the basket. Jams it in off a great move.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam. Brooklyn leading by 6. Melton outside. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Back to Melton. Here's Clowney. Inside. The shot. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. Well, Houston's shooting a terrific 58% from the floor. Here's Silk. He's covered by Caldwell Pope. Here's Silk. Brooklyn pulls it in. Claxton's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Melton. And it's Whitmore with the rebound. Rockets trail by 6. Here's Silk. Kicks it out to Jackson. Sinks it from distance.
Well, deliver the pass. Where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, guys, Silk in the last outing against the Grizzlies was simply terrific. He dropped 50 points, and it wasn't just a great offensive performance for him. He excelled defensively, too. It's the latest entry in what's been a string of fantastic games from him. We'll see just how long he can go, guys.
Okay, thanks for that. You know, the impact he had on that game was big.
And it's not easy to point to just one area he made a difference, but his effect was felt all over the place. He was on fire.
Pretty much in attack mode the whole evening. We'll see if he plays with that same level of aggression here tonight.
Williams passes to Claxton. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Doris, someone who plays within himself. Nick Claxton knows what his team wants from him.
There's real value in a player understanding his role, and that's Nick Claxton. Sprint the floor, rebound, rim protect. He knows who he is and what puts him on the floor.
And he makes a first.
0 wasted trips. They're doing their job at the line.
Hits one, then misses the second attempt from the line.
Now, the first thing that strikes you as a player with Nick Claxton is how easily this guy gets off the floor. Vertical threat on the offensive end and an excellent rim protector on the defensive end.
Silk with the bucket.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Williams finds Caldwell Pope. Outside, Williams. 6 on the shot clock. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It's going to go on Cam Whitmore.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
No good on that one. Lewis is checked in for Brooklyn. Whitehead comes in for Caldwell Pope. And he's good on the second. Here's Silk. He's got 22. Thompson, a screen on Melton. There's the drive. And he gets it to go. Silk's got 24.
Boy, the consistency he's had tonight has been impressive. Really steady from the field.
Williams against Jackson. And here is Williams. Checking his numbers, he's put up a little over 9 points a game.
Oh, the athleticism on display. Nick Claxton makes these throwdowns look easy.
Here's Silk. Williams defending. Here's Silk. Uses the glass on the layup. Silk's got 8 here in this quarter.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Melton with a screen on Jackson. Williams from long range. From deep, Melton. Pass to Whitehead. Jack's up a 3. And Melton is good for 3. Melton's got 16 points now.
Another triple for him. His 4th of the night after that monster first quarter where he hit 3 of them.
Here's Silk. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And a solid pick to free him up for the dunk.
Boy, the timing there couldn't be any
simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Claxton, a screen on Jackson to the paint. And slammed it home, and a foul. A chance at another point at the line. That's on Steven Adams.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. Robinson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Thomas comes in for Whitehead.
Boy, showing a lot more aggressiveness now after making 0 trips to the line in the first quarter.
And it's Silk missing. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They've led by as much as 10. This is the first they're seeing of Houston.
Not exactly the biggest game on the season schedule, but both teams are capable of flashing serious potential.
We're seeing two teams that could be building more for the future, trying to instill a winning culture, and we'll see which team takes a step in that direction.
Rockets trail by 8. Here he goes. Silk. Here's Adams. Ooh, and Adams, strong finish.
Make no mistake, an intimidating 7-footer. Steven Adams gets the space he needs and finishes with ease.
Thomas outside. Screen by Claxton. Launches a 3. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Nets lead by 8.
Just great positioning to get the rebound, then get it back up.
Thompson, a screen on Melton. Here's Silk. From the high post, he drills it. Silk's got 30.
He's shooting the lights out down the stretch, trying to keep them competitive.
Melton passes to Williams. It's Thomas on the wing. Whitmore defending. And it's Thomas. Off the drive. And he makes it. Thomas has gotten 4. This quarter.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Here's Silk. And again, it's Houston.
Some defenses are designed to yield the mid-range shot. For him, that's a good look.
Melton with the ball. His last. Last outing, he had 18 points. And Thomas gets it to go on the assist from Melton. Thomas has got 17 points.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Kicks it out to Jackson. Pass to Silk. And there's a whistle. That goes on DeAnthony Melton. That'll be a second foul of the game.
In the first half, you want to stay aggressive, but you also want to be careful. That is his second foul already.
Tate's checked in for Houston. Shepard comes in for Whitmore. Here's Silk, guarded by Russell. And it's Silk missing. Brooklyn leading by 8. Pass to Clowney. Here's Wilson. Outside Russell. Here's Clowney. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Now Russell. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Russell. And Houston making a change here.
Substitution on the court.
Here we go, Jay.
And so we wrap up the first half. Brooklyn out in front, leading by 9. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
68. Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Lunch, please. They're measuring up the shot.
Hey there, everybody. With the All-Star break on the horizon, let's first have a look at the players vying for a spot in the three-point contest.
Now that we're close to knowing who will be participating, some of these guys may be in the gym early and leaving late, shooting threes on a timer.
If you're not prepared, it's easy to look bad in this event.
And talking about our game now, a very solid first half for the Brooklyn Nets.
They're up because of the...
That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third quarter.
And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. Here's Silk. Kicking off the second half, here's Jordy Fernandez's 5. D'Angelo Russell is out there with Cameron Thomas. Then there's Mitchell Robinson, and it's Wilson in at the small forward. Silk with the bucket.
Yeah, just doing his part. Staying active and converting at a high rate.
And he has really kept them in this one. The high effort level. Now the rest of the team has got to step up.
Coach is loving the ball movement.
Thompson, a screen on Russell. The fader, and it's good. 2 points. Silk's got 36 points.
Oh, man, they have really heated up from mid-range.
Back to Russell. The 3. It's hauled in by Houston.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give him a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his groove.
Pass to Clowney. Here's Wilson. He's covered by Tate. Here's Thomas. Rockets with a rebound. Thompson's got 5 rebounds in the game. Thompson, a screen on Russell. There's the drive. Outside Whitmore. Here's Silk. Guarded by Russell. Here's Silk. He's got 38. It's hauled in by Robinson. Robinson's got rebound number 8 here already in the game. Here's Wilson. And he gets the bucket. Wilson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, just tremendous composure on the interior. Read the defense, take advantage of the situation, and deliver.
And Doris, you talk about the bounciest big men in the association. Mitchell Robinson's on the... Another one falls! Amazing!
Well, he's gone up to 40 as he continues to just dominate opponents all season long.
And we knew he had a shot at it tonight. He is now tied for 3rd for the most 40-point games in a season.
Alongside Michael Jordan, they've both reached that mark 37 times in a single season. Extraordinary.
When D'Angelo Russell has that offensive game working, you just want to play through him.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. And it's Silk missing. Nets leading by 7. Right wing. Pass to Wilson. Outside Russell. Lets it go from 11. Tate grabs the board. The Rockets have gone 4 of 6 from the floor in this third quarter. No one near him. Here's Silk. Adams with a screen on Thomas. Here's Silk. Finds the bottom from 13 feet out. Silk's got 42 in the game.
And despite the defender's length, he goes right up from the mid-range.
Well, I'll tell you, I love that he's not afraid to take on the size mismatch there, Greg. It doesn't matter. Just make shots.
Wow, they're really being taken advantage of defensively out there. No rim protection whatsoever.
Adams with a screen on Russell. Silk, pass to Adams. Here's Silk, guarded by Russell. Shot clock at 6. The fadeaway. Offensive rebound. Pass to Tate. Here's Silk. Thompson, a screen on Russell. Second chance shot. Russell with the rebound. Russell's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Clowney. Back to Russell. He's got it. His 9th make out of 15 tries.
And this is what D'Angelo Russell does out here, right? He's a dynamic scorer who doesn't lack for confidence.
Here's Silk. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give him a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his group.
Thomas passes to Russell. And here we go. The Rockets in transition. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Well, the coaching staff has to love what they're seeing on offense. There's so many assists because how this team is moving the ball.
Boy, the long ball has been another point of emphasis for this group tonight. Their shooters are finding open spaces and firing without hesitation.
Jackson, he's checked in for Houston. Pass to Wilson. Here's Clowney. Takes the 3. The rebound by Silk. Adams with a screen on Russell. Silk pass to Thompson. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Let's see the stat sheet here for him.
And he's been outstanding offensively as of late. These last 5 games, he's been a beast at the offensive end. A different level score than he had been earlier in the season. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Russell deciding where to go with it. An easy 2 on the layup. Russell's got 8 points here in the quarter.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
Thompson, a screen on Russell. Here's Silk. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Houston shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And the first one at the line is good. And he makes both free throws. And Russell's got the ball here for the Nets. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Lays it up and banks it in. Russell's got 10 points here in the second half.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense.
Here's Silk. Up top Whitmore. Robinson with a steal. And now the Nets on the break. Here's Thomas. Oh, my goodness! Cocked it back and fired it home.
What you love about Mitchell Robinson is his ability to read and react to the opponent. Really good defensive instincts on display.
And how about our AT&T 5G Slam Cam? And again!
Well, he's been firing on all cylinders, and the defense just helpless to keep up.
And this gives him the 3rd most 50-point games in league history. That's some elite company.
Yeah, sitting between Jordan and Kobe. And when those are your peers, you're doing all right. Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
Adams with a screen on Russell. Drives to the hoop. Good! That's another bucket!
That's 52 points for him.
Making it all look too easy right now. Thomas outside. Screen by Robinson. Thomas up top. Whitmore defending. 6 to shoot. Pass to Robinson. Now here's Thomas. Fires from deep. No good there. Here's Silk. Non-stop scoring machine right here. There's the drive. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. That one on Russell. Houston shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
And Houston will go for a different look here. Clark is checked in for Adams. Smith comes in for Thompson. Eason's checked in for Jackson. And Fred VanVleet is subbed in for Whitmore. Russell to pass to Melton. Robinson, a screen on VanVleet. From deep, Melton. Eason pulls it in.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Smith with a screen on Russell. Here's Silk, and he drives in. Oh, he goes up high for the two-handed slam.
And you have to love it. The floor general taking things into his own hands.
Just the aggression they're looking for, man.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention?
Robinson, a screen on VanVleet. Down low. And a big finish by Robinson.
Yeah, good awareness by Mitchell Robinson. Reads the coverage and capitalizes as a roller.
Clark with the screen. Here's Silk. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And a solid pick to free him up for the dunk.
Boy, the timing there couldn't be any better.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
They get the rebound. For three, Caldwell Pope. Hits the trifecta. And the Nets lead by 6.
Boy, how about the awareness from the big man? We think of Mr. Robinson as a shot blocker. What a pretty pass.
Silk. Oh, connects again. 60 points. This guy can't be stopped right now.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
And the timeout called here by Jordy Fernandez. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Nick Claxton, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Brooklyn leading by 4. And here is Williams. Pass to Russell. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw. Claxton, a screen on VanVleet to the middle. Claxton can't get it to go. Rockets trail by 4. Here's Silk. What an incredible scoring display he's putting on tonight. Kicks it out to Clark. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Great finish. What a setup. Terrific ball movement there.
Russell against VanVleet. Russell to pass to Melton. Up and in on the layup. Melton's got 18.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
And this game, folks, a close one here in Houston. Next up, the Knicks in New York. And that starts a 4-game road trip for them.
And you have to love it. The floor general taking things into his own hands.
Just the aggression they're looking for, man.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention?
Knocks it down from distance.
Hard to win games when you allow clean looks from the perimeter.
Driving inside, the kick out to VanVleet. Here's Silk. He's guarded by Claxton. And it's Silk missing.
Boy, no idea why he went with the fadeaway. Had a clean look at the basket.
And he dunks it down.
Got to give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point of the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
Left side, Russell. Screen by Claxton. A shot from the mid-range. It's hauled in by Houston. Clark's got 4 rebounds now. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Smith with a screen on Williams. Here's Silk. The kick out to Van Vliet. Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball.
That almost looked like bad communication. You hate to see that kind of mistake.
Number 20, Sharp.
Nets leading by 3.
If they take their time, this will be the final possession of the quarter.
Well, it's amazing. If you finish quarters the right way, it can have such a great impact on the outcome of a game.
Inside, here's Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, BA.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? Nets out in front, up 5. And time for a short break. Stay right there. The 4th quarter is coming up next. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
3 tense quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the 4th. Jabari Smith out there with Thompson. Then it's Cam Whitmore. Then it's Tari Eason. And it's Silk in at the 1. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give them a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his group.
Offensive board. Claxton, a screen on Smith. To the inside. Claxton passes to Sharp. It's hauled in by Houston. Here's Silk. On the take. And it's good. He hits another one.
What a game from him. 72 points.
And he's been simply sensational throughout this one. Melton, right side. Back to Claxton. Caldwell Pope. The pass to Melton. Off target from 3-point range. And here's Thompson. They'll bring it up for Houston. They trail by 3. Here's Silk. Melton covers. Smith with a screen on Melton. Takes it inside. He got it again! Sensational! Oh, he's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
BA, it feels like he can't miss.
The Nets have gone 1 of 4 since the 4th quarter began. Pass to Williams. Here's Sharp. Melton outside. Puts up a 3. And the 3-pointer goes. Melton's got 10 points here in the second half.
Yeah, in the first half, he was unstoppable from deep. Now, 2 more since the break.
Thompson, a screen on Melton. Throws it up high. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Love the control there from Thompson. I mean, showing poise on the pick and roll.
Brooklyn's gone 1 for 3 in the 4th quarter from range. Sharp finds Claxton. And here is Williams. "17-foot shot on the way." Smith with the rebound. Smith's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Silk. Fader on the way. Good on the bucket. And it's all knotted up.
You can really see their confidence growing as this game has gone on. They have reason to believe now.
What I love is the heart, the fire, the tenacity. This is absolutely fantastic.
To the paint. Claxton with the block.
Man, look at the wingspan of Nick Claxton on display. He sends that thing back.
Williams on the wing. Pass to Claxton. Back to Caldwell Pope. Melton, right side. Thompson with the block. And they get it back. And Claxton gets the bucket. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now. Picked by Smith. Out to Thompson to take the lead. Brooklyn pulls it in. Williams has got 4 rebounds in the game. To the middle. Oh, they pick off the pass. Caldwell Pope with it. Outside Sharp. There's the 3. It's hauled in by Houston. Here's Silk. Smith with a screen on Williams. Into the lane. Again! What an avalanche!
And he's now tied for the 4th most points in the game ever. He is hitting everything.
It is truly one of the greatest games in league history. He can't miss. Pass to Melton. To the right side. Clock at 6. Sharp, a screen on Eason. Here's Williams. Fires the 3. Pure from 3-point range. And the Nets lead by 3.
This is all about effort on the glass, and they haven't had it.
Silk, pass to Thompson. And so it looks like it'll be Houston's ball. And here's the upcoming schedule for the Houston Rockets. On Monday, they'll be matching up against Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks. And then on Tuesday, they're off to Brooklyn to face off with the Nets.
And looking at the Timberwolves matchup, it's going to be a very tough one for them. They'll need to be playing at their peak if they're going to steal the win.
Adams checked in for Houston. Tate comes in for Eason. And a change for the Nets. Thomas is checked in.
That is Thompson's game, rocking the rim and giving his team some energy.
To the inside. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. It's going to go on Cam Whitmore. Well, if you don't overthink it, what Cam Thomas does on offense is very impressive at his age, Lawrence.
I think, B.A., what you love about Cam Thomas is he is fearless. He doesn't concern himself with efficiency. His mindset is, I'm going to score, and if I've missed the last 10, it doesn't matter. This next one's going in.
So the Nets making a switch here. Mitchell Robinson, he's checked in for... Another one goes! Incredible!
That score moving him clear into 3rd all-time for scoring.
Well, you just knew it was a matter of time the way he's been playing. I'm sure he's not finished. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. So Russell will go to the free throw line. It's going to be on Amin Thompson.
What you love about D'Angelo Russell is his commitment to work. Though he's played for a couple of teams, this guy brings it every day.
Nets leading by 4. With the teardrop, Tate grabs the board. The Rockets have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the 4th. Here's Silk. Pass to Whitmore. Here's Silk. Out to Thompson. Lets the 3 fly. Brooklyn pulls it in. Clowney's got 5 rebounds tonight. It's Thomas on the wing. Whitmore defending. Brooklyn, no good that time either. Rockets trail by 4. Here's Silk. Pass to Thompson. Here's Silk. Guarded by Russell. And he lobs it up top. Thompson's shot is off. Brooklyn has got 2 of 5 threes to go here in the fourth. Goes up at the stripe. Tate grabs the board. Tate's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Silk. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Oh, it's stolen by Adams. Thompson, a screen on Russell. Here's Silk. Yet another bucket.
And that score moves him up in the record books yet again.
He now stands alone for second most points in a game. Unbelievable night.
And with 81 in the rear view, he has only Wilt's 100 mark left. This is the closest anybody has ever come.
And Jordi Fernandez calls timeout. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Jordi Fernandez's huddle. He tried to loosen the tension a little, asking his guys, are we having fun? I know I am. Just relax out there and follow the game plan. We've got this.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Flushes it down to finish the break.
After being behind for so long, they must be relieved to finally get this thing tied up.
Oh, it got ugly there for a stretch. Nothing was working, but they've come back and have a chance to seal the deal.
Pass to Robinson. The rebound by Silk. Silk's got his 4th rebound in this one.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
Oh, powered down with both hands.
And you have to love it. The floor general taking things into his own hands.
Just the aggression they're looking for, man.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention?
Here's Russell. Robinson passes to Russell. It's hauled in by Houston.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Hits yet again. Wow!
An elite talent already in just his rookie year. He's now 3rd all-time for rookie point production.
He's showing elite level skill. Very uncommon to have this sort of talent right out of the gates. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Russell's got 38 points.
In huge moment, D'Angelo Russell comes through big time.
Here's Silk, guarded by Russell. Here's Silk. Russell with the rebound. Russell's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And the shot goes. Russell's got...
Headlines for getting drafted right after his college teammate Anthony Davis.
7 now in this quarter.
You want D'Angelo Russell taking these shots. This guy is fearless.
Here's Silk. The 3 from Thompson drains the triple. And the Rockets lead by 3.
Well, that's a case where your teammates are showing trust in you, and he comes through with flying colors.
Now here's Thomas. Whitmore defending. A minute 42 left in the fourth. Thomas misses. Adams with a screen on Russell. Top of the key. Oh, another one falls.
90 points. A legendary performance.
We will be talking about this one for a long, long time. Now here's Thomas. He's covered closely. Excellent D there from Tate. The Rockets lead by 5. Here's Silk. Brooklyn with the board. Robinson's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
If ever there was a player who relishes the spotlight, and this moment, it is Cam Thomas, folks.
Thompson, a screen on Russell. Here's Silk, driving in, counted.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
And the timeout called here by Jordi Fernandez. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. 50 seconds.
There's hard to justify keeping him on the floor. He was abysmal on offense, and wasn't the elite defender that he was hyped up to.
Left in the final quarter. Here's Thomas. It falls! What a beautiful shot! Brings him within 3.
Unshakable individual confidence. That is Cam Thomas. Big-time bucket.
Thompson, a screen on Russell. Fade away. Second chance effort. Thompson, no good. And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for Brooklyn. And the timeout called here by Jordi Fernandez. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page.
The two-way guard. Magic needed a new star. After averaging 14 for 4.
27 seconds left in the fourth. Thomas outside. And it's good. And that one brings them within 1.
Big-time shot, sending his teammates into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, and that was a smart move. I mean, you have to foul right there. You just don't want them to run out the clock.
He gets the first, and that'll put him up 2. And so both free throws good, and it's a 3-point game.
Well, it doesn't get much bigger than that. A perfect trip to the line to give them the critical 3-point push, and what poise. That's one of those clutch shots he's known for. When the pressure is high, he seems to be the most locked in.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout, and a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. There's 10 seconds left to play in the fourth. Here's Silk. He got it up in time. Oh, did he? He did! He got it to fall!
He did, B.A. So nice. An amazing finish. It doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, an astonishing way to end this game. Some serious last-second heroics.
And so the big win by Houston in a tight game. That was an incredible night of hoops. A tremendous finish. They waited until the very last moment to seal it.
And so many times we see these close games won by the home team.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Doris Burke, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson alongside our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for watching. We'll see you later.
Roll into the next season. But in the 76 games that he did play, he averaged 14.5 for a free.
I didn't even know rookies could score like this.
Looking again this way, years before he averaged 6 for the Celtics. But in February of that year, he come down to hold in another ACL insane. The recovery was expected to be not that games. His explosiveness and exceptional he's worth insane with 2 ACL tears and punches. He'll hold ball up there when they're trying to sign a deal with the next season. Not long after he fell into coaching job, Reaper, Hartford was relegated. He still had his opponents where he looked like a good prospect and had destroyed his knee. More often than not, he struggled to stay focused on the floor. So in the first set of DC for about a quarter, he didn't have as much of a shot. Washington had declined the team option, which revealed he was $20 million to inside another 2-year deal with the Bucks, who traded to the Kings and had some short-term issues. But they didn't want to keep him. They moved to Rich Nick Six. He has since signed a deal with FC Barcelona in the age of 28. His early exit from the league was clearly terminated. chained 3 straight shots. The Lakers, Stephen D'Angelo Russell, made it exactly the case for himself in the years. As he didn't roll over too much, he was a defensive liability and a snitch. He was a good scorer, but not most efficient. So they sent him 13 to get 17 amongst the Rams down. Vertical guys that would be a better scorer. The next season, he would have some key issues. The year after, everything would be better. They put together one of the most exciting teams with guys like Joe Harris, Inmanis, and Jared Allen, and Elo, his first All-Star appearance next season after 2007. He was exactly the best. He had a perfect technical player, and his confidence showed. He was a comeback hitter, and his team could overcome his execution. He was able to lead his team to a playoff appearance. But that would be the best he could get for the old Brooklyn, as the team went after Beverly and Katie in the next offseason, but it would be. I'm sure everyone would rather have 27 highly fucking D'Angelo Russell. And so Russell will become a part of the package to get KD from the Warriors, and that is where we would see the best version of D'Angelo Russell we've seen, averaging 23 and 6 before getting traded mid-season to Minnesota, where he would team up with Karl-Anthony Towns. The two on paper, at least, were said to be a dangerous duo in the league. With the arrival of Anthony Edwards, there was a new guy in town. And every year that Edwards got better, Russell's rope shrunk. But he still showed that he could get a bucket, averaging 18 and 6 throughout his time with the T-Wolves. But this dude was highly inconsistent and couldn't string together another season like the one in Brooklyn. And so Minnesota shipped him back to the Lakers, and while it looked like it was working out there at first, it quickly turned into a scapegoat that would be blamed for his inconsistencies and lack of confidence throughout every up and down through the season. He would finally be benched for fucking Cam Reddish, and the Lakers would finally find a buyer for the point guard, his former team, the Brooklyn Nets. In his short time, he's put up career lows in both field goal, three-point percentage, and points. It's sad. So when it looks like a legit all-star, different season, Russell's been severely disappointed. He should have put through in the category of many. The next day, he was taken by the Lakers with the British. And like Moore, a huge win span, really the only person who's ever warranted kind of command of He started off by actually going slower in the season, shooting below 30% from three. But after putting up 47 and 39 shooting splits with 16 points per game in his second season, there wasn't too much to worry about. In the next year, he would progress even further, averaging 18 and around 50% shooting. But his season would be cut short with deep vein necrosis, the same injury that's affected his game. In the next offseason, he would trade to New Orleans, and all that ended the Lakers had hits. There, he would really break out as a player. He would win the most improved player award his first season, dropping 24, 6, and 4 in the All-Star appearance to show. He's been a good facilitator in his position and an even better scorer. He's rewarded for a 5-year, $158 million deal in 2020. Every season since, as his brothers say, you can pretty much check it out. He's averaged something around 22 to 23 a game, and been able to get 450 in the season. This year, he was sent to Toronto for some picks from a couple of role players. He signed another huge deal after and to live since the ankle injury. But taking him back and stay healthy, I think Ingram could be excited for Raptors in years to come. And then there's Lonzo. You may know about Lonzo and the Ball family for a variety of reasons. But at first,